Recording in progress.
What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes, and who am I with as always? Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggie. Talk shit or get off the pod, episode 185. Shout out Hong Kong. No, this is not good. Welcome, motherfuckers. Joseph and I were just talking about what we called the episode. And then
well, it's
I just saw it both like in real time. But I don't know. Like Hong Kong is not really a country, but Hong Kong, you're not listening.
Let's go. Welcome.
Russia's like anoronic, scary up there.
That's good. That's what we want. Yes.
I mean,
that for us.
I guess. Yeah.
Like
hopefully, like
I appreciate the topics. Therapy questions is my favorite time of podcast. I appreciate funny, witty questions. Mr. Goody, you are too funny. Like I want you to get an email like that.
I just have a feeling like it's like the authorities in this
That'd be tight too.
Countries.
We are watching.
That's what it is.
Like, we've always been like if you ever go to St. Petersburg.
It's not like Navalny. I mean he's dead, but it's not like somebody like that. It's like a fucking mullah.
But if you go to like St. Petersburg and like we have always been listening, Mr. Schultz, you'd be like, oh shit.
No, it's actually. I haven't checked in a while, and they have climbed in Russia, but it was exclusively in Moscow.
But it would be
because you could check like the cities, because like I checked Ukraine, and it was just basically like the entire front lines were like listening to us, which is crazy. Or are listening to us, I should say.
Well, I mean, yeah. I wouldn't be opposed to that because you're not really doing anything. Although if you got caught doing something stupid, so that's where it's like, Brittany Griner was playing basketball in Russia, but she got caught with a weed pen. Like, and that's whenever they're like, aha, we got you, and then they lock you the fuck up. So I think you can go.
Ukrainian soldiers in their own country.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying if Russia's climbing in the ranks. If I'm ever over there, I'm not gonna fuck around all crazy like they're gonna look.
Are you going to Russia? Ever? Are you kidding me? Like, like whenever I was.
A lot of history.
Whenever I was on the dating apps before I met the shorty, or that's how I actually met her. But if anybody was Russian or Russian speaking, immediate swipe left.
See,
I don't care anything about anything you have to say. Get the fuck off of my feet.
Well, that's ridiculous. But no, I mean, look.
I was just thinking about it. I was like, it's like, might be the only tinge of racism I have.
But that was a therapy question. That was a therapy question a long time ago. Is would you marry into the mob, or marry into But what if the mob was the Russian mob?
No.
So you
would. I'm just thinking Italian.
That's the limit. This is the Russian mob.
Irish, it's like, I mean, what do you mean?
Yeah, I'd visit Russia. Russia's pretty crazy. I'd visit.
Not a fan. And I'm glad you guys are listening. Just not a fan.
Oh, no, that's fair. Yeah.
Name like a good Russian food or song or anything. It's a fucking gas station run by like the mafia. That's it. That's your entire country.
That's terrible. That's a gas station.
John McCain said that.
That sounds like something John McCain would say too.
And he wasn't lying.
He'd be talking some shit. Yeah, I know I'd visit Russia. I don't know. There's something cool.
Are you kidding me? Right the fuck now?
Not right now. When things chill out.
Or you're gonna wait for the war to end?
Yeah, let it die down. Go check it out.
Dude, so sketchy.
Let's go. No, that'd be cool.
Nah, bro. No, I'm going in with SEAL Team 6 to get your ass out if you go to Russia. Dude. That's gonna be the end game. Is
Mission Impossible.
Cool. It's just like you're inevitably gonna get arrested, and I'm inevitably gonna have to go get your ass, and then I'm gonna have to go ride out with Putin into Siberia, and one of us is coming back, and it's not him.
I don't know, man. I don't think I'd get arrested. I think I'd be okay.
Dude, Vladdy is not your friend, bro.
Any tales from the poker world?
Yeah, crushed.
Crushed.
I so they had Boots and Brews, which is a country festival,
Yeah.
at the poker. Like, okay, so it's not at the poker place, but like the place I play poker, it's on the Ventura County Fairgrounds, and they have, and it's also at Surfers Point in Ventura, so it's like on the beach, but it's also the fairgrounds. So they just have events, and so they had Kane Brown. Do you know who that is?
No.
He's a black country star.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I just like kind of like started fucking with
It's
Drew,
a new wave.
obviously.
It's a new wave, dude.
Well, I don't know. I like
The pendulum
yeah,
swing. You had Jack Harlow. You had these white guys like doing all this rap. Now it's swung. You got Shabusi.
yeah.
You got all these other. Now you got these black guys
Boozy's hard as fuck.
doing country. So it's like
Yeah,
it's all Talk
yeah.
about
I
gender
actually,
fluid. It's music fluid at this point.
actually, so this guy who opened for him, his name's Jaden. Uh, I saw him come off stage, and your boy had maybe some joints on him, and I fucking just talked him into smoking a joint with me,
Oh
kicking
yeah.
it like right after he got off the fucking stage, and then Cameron was okay. Like I was like kind of distracted, like texting someone, the shorty. Like she didn't go. She was supposed to go with me, and well, not supposed to. She wanted to go, I should say.
Yeah.
Okay, so but then I play poker, and then my goal. So I bought in 100, and so I was like, if I lose, I'll buy general admission tickets because they're like $125.
Yeah.
But if I win, I'll buy VIP tickets. And your
Okay.
boy won a lot of money and bought general admission because I was like by myself. I'm like, what am I going to do with the fucking VIP tickets?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because VIP is fun. You got to get like multiple people, unless it's something like you still go with other people and you'll be like, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean the only reason why I was thinking that was just because I was like on the website and that was like available, and I was like, I wonder if that would be cool, like to like whatever the fucking access you get with that. But then I was just like, I don't actually care. I was
How
just
much
like, maybe.
are VIPs running now?
They were like, it was like over $300.
Damn, per.
Dude, yeah, like every concert ticket's kind of crazy. Actually, I don't know. Post Malone, Jelly Roll, we had pretty good seats, and it was like $100 each.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
But prices have skyrocketed on
Yeah,
tickets.
and but they by no means were like the floor seats or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like they were just like legit like where we were and like in proximity to the stage, and like we're just kind of like anyways. But so they weren't the best tickets. So I'm sure like there were like tickets down like where they by the stage were like probably like fucking 400, $500.
I'm trying to think. Like my gen admission 21 Savage tickets in Denver were like that was an awesome concert. I saw
Oh,
Project
hard
Pat,
flex.
Project Pat and Juicy J went on tour and played the Fillmore, and that was just ratchet. Like having getting to see Project Pat live was epic.
That is awesome.
That was super fucking tight, and they had like crunchy. It was like they had a bunch of 3 6 Mafia people there. Then yeah, seeing 21 Savage, but that was almost like $100 just for gen admission. They're like shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and I actually like was just watching like Watch What Happens Live on Bravo, and like see it, I think it was Sierra was on there, and she was like, and they were talking about how like concert tickets have just like gone like through the roof, and she's like, on my tour, I'm gonna make sure that they're like the least amount of money as possible. The guy next to her was like, okay, that's on camera.
It's like he's like, no, you're not.
He's like, okay, now you
You know,
just fuck
there's
yourself.
someone holding a clipboard with a Bluetooth, being like, "Shut up,
Shut the
shut the
fuck.
fuck up."
Yeah. It's like some dude from Castle
Live
Records.
Live Nation has your family. Ticketmaster has your parents. What are
Is,
you
it-
doing?
is Live Nation and Ticketmaster the same company? I
Uh,
forget.
I
Like,
don't
are they
know.
just both
I think
monopolistic
they're
fuckers?
both monopolistic fuckers, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
It's like you
Um,
can't. It's like you can't even like tour without fucking with them if you're a musician.
oh
Like
yeah,
Pearl Jam like tried to like in the '90s, and they're like, no, go fuck yourself, dude. We
like
own everything.
yeah, nice try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no, and then it's like, oh damn, okay.
Well, it's just like you don't have an option if you want to go to like certain venues. It's like Live Nation owns it, and then they'll only fuck with Ticketmaster. Like I bought my tickets for the Jelly Roll Post Malone off of StubHub, and then just immediately went to Ticketmaster, and that was like exclusively who I was dealing with afterwards.
Yeah, I
I did.
mean, and I went to like this Aesop Ferg concert. That was wild because it was like Puya and the Suicide Boys.
Are you just trying to tell everybody that you're just cool with the hip hop?
No, no, I'm
Like
just trying to think because they're just
you're
like
just
this.
dropping Aesop Ferg and Project Pat
No, that was just those were cool.
casually?
Those were cool shows, but you'd think a
No shit.
Project Pat concert at the at like not the nicest biggest venue wouldn't be like $90 a pop for gen admission in comparison to what $90 a pop would get you for a ticket. I mean, I know there's inflation,
Back in
but
the day, yeah.
but the fees and shit like that is like it's like a $30 gen admission with like 70
You know what
bucks
it
worth of
also is
fees.
though? I think it's like I feel like millennials and Gen Z they're like more into experiences than like buying like products. So it's like everybody like anybody who has money who's like us or like Gen Z is like going to concerts or festivals. Whereas like back in the day they're like buying like a you know Rolex or like a Gucci bag or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think that probably has something to do with it. It's like we just like value going to like shows more than the past, and so therefore they're able because supply and demand. So if everyone wants to do this, like we're going to charge you more.
Well, and you know what's interesting too is how time works. The catalog of music that like we were able to grow up listening to was more diverse than the catalog of music that our parents were able to grow up listening to because there was all of that expansion before we even existed. So like when we're born, like the explosion of the new hip hop scene and all of that,
Are
and
you
then
are you talking shit about Elvis? Are you saying Elvis is only
no,
popular
no,
because
no,
nobody
no,
had
no,
any options?
no. Well, I guess, well, yes and no. What I'm saying is, in reality, the catalog of music continues to grow with time exponentially and doesn't ever stop. So it's like, the later on the timeline of whatever this is, so in some ways, musically, the better because you get to start all the way at the beginning and listen to it all chronologically. So we
Yeah,
listen,
that's true. That's true because music doesn't die.
cause yeah,
So it's like
exactly. So it's
we have all we get all of your shit from like
yeah.
the boomer shit plus all the shit that keeps happening.
So like the appreciation for that music will be different. So like like 80s music is like ancient at this point, but 80s music is still like relevant and good to things that are coming out now or songs that are sampled, so they can go back and find those sample songs like we did, but they get to do that on a much deeper level in a way that like we don't. So like maybe we won't get some new genre, but then they all, like we all grew up on Elvis. The Elvis existed.
We got K-pop, bro.
What I'm saying is like Elvis existed for everybody except for like our great grandparents. Elvis wasn't making music for them, so they didn't have that appreciation for that style, that form, that part of the catalog hadn't been created yet.
Well, that's just because they were at like the clan meetings.
Well, I mean, I guess, and it was
I'm
just
just kidding.
a different
I'm
period
just
of
kidding.
time. But yes, they probably were.
A higher likelihood that
Yeah,
you'd be
yeah.
you'd be fucking around with some racism if you're older.
Oh yeah, that's like there's a
That's what you were
Chappelle skit,
saying. I think
but that's just
a
like a
month ago
joke. Yeah, like there's like no point in going back past a certain point.
because it's like yeah,
Like, oh,
it
let's go.
doesn't. It only works for guys who live like
It's like let's go back to 1910, and we'll live there for 20 years, save a bunch of money, put it here, and then come back to the future and get it. It's like no, man. Like I'm gonna be
nah,
in
dude.
prison. Like I can
No, well, yeah,
I'm gonna.
you'd be
I'd scare
in prison.
yeah, exactly. I'd scare everybody. I can
Yeah,
like
and
read.
then I'd be able to like physically abuse women and get away with it. Like that's like how shitty fucking life was for like everybody besides white men who have like property.
But even then, with your last name, you'd be like working some labor job because you'd be like Irish, right?
O'Donnell.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so you'd be like working at the docks, dude. You'd
My
be
last name's Schultz, yo, but like my grandparents had to change it from O'Donnell to Schultz because they couldn't get a job in Philadelphia. Just for context, people are like,
yeah.
"What the fuck
So
you
there
talking
you
about?"
go. So there you go, dude. So you'd be out there with me, dude. You'd be out there on them streets. You'd be like
That's
a
true.
brother. You'd
That
be like
is
a
true.
brother. Struggle's real, dog. So that's
Yeah,
where.
and it was real for the Irish. Like they were not liked, and they're not considered white. Like they weren't and neither were like Italians for a while. Like it's like people like think like it's like because you're like pale,
Yeah.
like that it's like,
It's
oh
like,
yeah,
hey,
it's
look at
like
this
these white
guy.
people, and it's like no, there's like eras of it's like you need to get ushered in to like be considered white.
Yeah, it takes
Like
time.
it, well, at least in history, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. It takes, yeah, you got to work your way into it. They got to, yeah,
It's just
ingratiate
weird to
yourself.
think about.
It's like
It's like
being
how are
the,
the Irish not white? They're the whitest fucking people on the planet. I guess maybe Swedish. I don't know. What do you think?
yeah, Swedes. Well,
Nordic
I mean,
countries.
well, but
I mean,
yeah,
Irish people are pretty
but
like
yeah,
they're ginger, bro.
there's like a bullying, and you have to get past a certain point, and then you're just in the group, except for except for black people.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you want to do some therapy questions? It's more like a couple questions and some topics. I figured
Let's
we
do it.
talk. All right, so topic or question number one. Let's just talk about this P Diddy shit because this just happened. They've reached a verdict on 4 of the 5 charges. We don't know what it is, but they've reached a verdict in 12 hours. Now they're hung on one last charge, and that charge is the racketeering charge.
Okay, so do we know what the verdict was on the other ones?
No, not yet. They
So we
can't.
know that they came to a
Is it
decision. We just
on
don't know what it is.
of the
So
4?
he could just be innocent on all of this,
Yeah,
and
four
then
four.
one hung up.
Well, and okay, so we talked last episode,
No,
and I
no,
and,
no.
and I and I, then we I sent there was the next morning, like literally within like 20.
Okay, so Joseph said that they might drop a lot of charges so that he doesn't, so that he's not overcharged and then able to appeal and get the fuck out. And then literally, yeah, the next day they
and,
drop like
and it
what
was
5.
yeah, and it was like the arson on Kid Cudi's car. There's certain things like I said that are just kind of circumstantial, and so circumstantial because like the prosecutors did a good job. I mean here I'll read some of this article,
But
and
no
then
witnesses called
I mean but that's it. You
by
can't
the
use
defense.
that.
By the
You can't
defense.
use that against him.
No,
And
I know.
and
I just like it's like
and the defense did a pretty good job. Like there were some closing statements and things that were said that or have made it out of the courtroom that are pretty good. Like this guy was like hustling, and they were able to discredit some witnesses, catch people in lies, catch people with evidence being dishonest or misleading in things that happened or things that they saw. So the defense probably did the best that they could do with not calling him to the stand, which is the right decision. He's gonna get cross-examined to shit.
obviously like, but that doesn't take like a fucking genius to not put Diddy on the fucking stand.
Yeah, well, I know, but I
The
mean,
dude has like a surplus of baby oil.
but remember, he's being charged with like RICO, and like it only has to be convicted on two for it to be considered like RICO. Now being hung on racketeering is pretty wild.
But well, hold on. It's 2 people have to be convicted, right? Or is it 2 charges?
Yeah, no, like I mean RICO. That's like what is it? There's
It's
like
a conspiracy. It's like racketeering. It's like basically it's like
short
yeah.
for something, but like it's a very broad scope on things you can charge people
It
with.
just means like 2 people like conspiring to commit a
No,
crime
no.
together.
It doesn't have to. No. It doesn't have to be 2. So it's like basically you're running like a criminal.
2 or more.
Well, no. You're running a
It has to be at least 2.
Hold on, but to be convicted of RICO, there's like a series of charges that you would be charged with that would constitute of you being charged with like RICO, which is how they caught the mob. So people who weren't ever around for never the crimes to happen, but were delegating them through like third and fourth parties. That's why they created that law in the first place, or that charge, is to catch the mob, to catch these people that were never touching anything, never doing anything, but running a criminal
But conspiring.
Oh
to commit crimes.
no, but it's not conspiring. It's you're committing these crimes in the form of like a criminal enterprise. So what they're trying to basically say is like, so we're not going to charge him with arson. We're not going to charge him with a series of these other charges because it'll be difficult. What we can charge him with is potentially drug distribution because he's purchasing large quantities of drugs to distribute them to other people. They don't have to get paid.
Were they large?
Yeah, I mean, he got caught with
No,
like pink.
no, I'm talking
so
about we were just like
purchasing and sending his workers with the purpose of going and acquiring these drugs and bringing them to him with the intent of distributing them to other people. That'd be technically distribution, which would fall under like RICO, where that's whenever you get like 25 to life. But there's a series of charges, and you have to be convicted of 2 of these 5 charges that make up what RICO
at least
is.
2 of them.
At least 2 of them. So in racketeering is like pretty big charge. Like that's one of those where that's almost feels like it's essential to it. But then they're also trying to, the prostitution, the trafficking aspect of it. Because if you move somebody across state lines with the intent of them committing acts with somebody
Matt
else,
Gates. Matt Gates.
with committing acts
Allegedly. Sorry, I forgot. We're in a litigious environment.
with committing an acts with somebody else for you to procure money from those people, that is also considered trafficking. So it doesn't matter. But now they're trying to say like, oh, they're swingers. This is a swingers lifestyle. But I mean, all right. So,
I kind of buy that argument, to be honest.
yeah, but the federal jury in Sean Diddy Combs' trial reached a verdict in 4 of 5 counts today after deliberating roughly 12 and a half hours. The juror sent a note to Judge Aaron Subramanian saying they did not reach a verdict on count 1, which is racketeering conspiracy that carries the heaviest penalty with a maximum sentence of life in prison. So, like,
you know what I think? It's like, I don't even care if Diddy committed a crime. I don't want a billionaire out here, like, who's just got, like, the taste for freak offs, like, just, like, out here wild. Like, I just, it'd be better for society to get this dude out of here. Like, who even comes up with that idea, dude?
well, and so what they're saying is that there could end up being yeah, I mean, so they're going back. That's the biggest charge, which is like running a criminal enterprise, right? And that's what they're saying is he was doing this with the intent of acquiring money and charging people, or it's like, so we'll see. But they said that there might be an Allen charge as the defense and prosecution discussed their response to the jury's note. The prosecution asked for instruction called an Allen charge. The Allen charge is given when a jury returns and reveals they are deadlocked. The judge will encourage the jury to go back and continue deliberations to try to find unanimity to avoid a mistrial. In this case, it would only pertain to count 1, base the juror's note. So rather than making them be like it'll be a mistrial, it would just be a mistrial on this one charge, or like but they could
not the whole thing.
But they could still convict him on the other charges because they did reach unanimous decisions. I received a note that says your verdict's count was 2 to 5, but not on count 1. At this time, you keep deliberating. I'll ask that you keep deliberating. You'll keep deliberating.
Dude.
On 2 through 5. So that means like the other charges that they've come up with are charges, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th charge.
And this is in New York, right?
Yes, I believe it is in New York.
Okay. I mean, I have faith in them. Like, like they got Trump on 34 counts, and it sounded like it might, it sounded like kind of the same way where it's like, oh, might he get off? And it's like, nah, dude, no, 34 felonies.
I mean, yeah, they're just saying in order the Justice Department to convict someone of racketeering, they must find that he had to prove five different criterias. A criminal enterprise existed. The enterprise affected interstate commerce. The defendant was associated with or employed by the enterprise. The defendant engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity, and they participated in at least 2 acts of racketeering activity. That's you have to be convicted on. Must prove 5 different criterias to be so I mean, if they can't prove that, then it's just like he's some rich dude, like that's what I'm saying. Is this
who just likes to fuck with baby oil?
That's wild.
I know.
That's wild.
And there's like text from like Cassie Ventura, who it's like she's like, I want to freak off all the time. It's like, but it's like that's also just like that could be like Stockholm syndrome type shit.
Well,
like,
yeah, I mean,
under duress type shit. Like I do not blame her for saying that, but I'm saying like it's like when you like it's like this witness of the prosecution is like being like enthusiastic about the freak offs, and we're trying to say that she's like the one who got like.
Well, I mean, definitely. I mean, he was
100%. She did. Like, no. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, in a court of law.
No, I mean, some of those text messages read wild. Like, that stuff's pretty crazy. So that's like, there's no one in the courtroom, but the stuff that's coming out of the courtroom is pretty crazy. It's pretty wild. Right. There's gonna be a documentary about this shit.
Yeah, I mean, and she's like an abused, like battered woman. Like it's like.
Well, now she's married, she has kids, so that's like,
To what? To a guy who used to go to freak offs, bro.
so it's like it's got to be crazy to like that's it's that's rough. That's got to be tough to sit there and have all that information come out like now, like that just be that's like crazy. And Diddy looks old. He's like he's going gray. But I mean, he's going to be convicted of some of these charges. But if he doesn't get convicted of racketeering, he's not going away for the rest of his life. But now
Well,
if he gets locked up for like 25 years, that's basically the rest of Diddy's life because
that's what you say. I mean, that is true because like
he's getting
once you
older.
get to like, yeah, you said he was like 55.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So like, so it's like, okay, maybe he'll get out when he's 80, but it's like no, when you're in your 70s and 80s in prison, like you're dead. You're gonna die. That's a hard life.
Yeah, racketeering means engaging. Hold on, what is it? There's described 35 offenses. So under RICO, there's 35 things you could do.
And you only need how many? Four?
Yeah,
Two?
offenses including kidnapping, murder, bribery, arson, extortion. Who helped draft these laws? Not a single criminal act. Proven pattern of at least two instances. So yeah, two of those 35, and technically they could charge you with it. So if but I mean, you think about it, if you go commit fires and you're like selling drugs, like RICO.
But wasn't it like Fonnie Willis, like who was the one who was gonna try to do young? Wasn't it Young Thug?
Yeah, there was Young Thug's trial. Yeah,
Right, but then she was also the one she was trying to prosecute Trump for the find me 12,000 or 11,570 votes. You guys can't do that, like, because that's what he lost by, like in Georgia.
yeah.
And then she was hitting him with like racketeering, but then she was like fucking like her coworker, and somehow it got thrown out. Like it's I don't even know.
No, I think it was someone
She disappointed me.
somebody that she like knew and had like was cheating on her husband with.
But he was also part of like the prosecution team.
Yeah, prosecution
It,
team,
like
or
to
he
me,
was.
like I heard all the details, and I'm like, I don't see why this is even. Like, who gives a shit? Like, but they let it like
That they let
they
it
didn't
out.
handle it well, and then yeah, and then she
No.
got moved from the case, and then now we got fucking Velveeta Voldemort.
So I mean, so we'll see what happens, but yeah, that's they're waiting. So you could hear in the next 24 to 48 hours answer on the Diddy trial, and he's going away for some amount of time. But
You think that for sure?
I mean they think they can prove that he was distributing drugs and involved in that. I'm not saying for profit. I don't think he needed it. He says it's for personal use, but if you're procuring it for the intent of giving it to others, technically, and that was in the closing statements. Closing statements were pretty good, and the closing statement by the prosecution, because you get to the
Okay, but can I say this? And so my dog's mom, my ex girlfriend
yeah.
from back in the day, she was on jury duty, uh, and the kid had uh, his car like the wheel fell off and it rolled and it hit another car and he drove like 250 like an insane small amount, but it was like slightly over the amount to like call it a hit and run. He waited there for the cops to come, told them what happened, and they fucking hit him with a hit and run, and he was on trial for that to go to jail for like a couple years, and she fucking convicted him, like voted guilty because of the technicality. He's like, well, he did drive like 276 feet and it was supposed to be 275. And I was like, wait a second, this dude waited there and like for the cops to show up and then explained exactly what happened. And I was like, I would just be like, nah, fuck that, not guilty. I don't even care if it was against the law. And then she started crying. It was like, you don't even get it. Like you can't. And I go, no, you can do that. Like that is a part of being a jerk. You're allowed to do whatever the fuck you want. I just would just refuse and be like, it would be the same thing if like somebody was like, if I was on a jury and somebody got like popped like in Texas for like weed. It's like I don't even care if it's illegal. I'm just saying not guilty.
Yeah,
That's probably why I've never been on the jury.
but I
Because they're
remember,
like, well, the, like, this dude's gonna
and
subvert this whole
and
fucking
this
thing.
is like, I mean, I guess unpopular opinion, but there was a guy. He was in Austin, like my Gucci Man Pokemon shirt. There was a guy in Austin when I was down there, and he got caught. He had like 3 house grow operations, like all indoors, pretty big houses, hundreds of plants, and got caught. They all got raided. He got arrested and got sentenced to, I don't know, like 30 years, some wild shit. But he had like 5 grow houses going, right? And I remember I kind of got into an argument with somebody. And look, like if I was on that jury, would I vote like not guilty? I mean, I don't know how you could.
Yeah, you could.
I mean, you could.
You literally just can.
You could, but
Yeah.
I did.
But they'll also like sniff you up before you even get there.
But
dude. Like,
but I don't
like,
even.
yeah, I think this dude would. Just
But
go
I
not
don't.
guilty.
But see, but I don't feel like horrible for the guy who got caught and got 30 years because he had like 6 grow operations.
What's wrong with that, dude? That's called a businessman in California.
But look, if you, that's, I mean, I feel like that's, you know, it's like The Wire. That's part of the game, man. If you get caught,
Okay, and guess what? Guess what? Wire, part of the game is being a juror and just do whatever the fuck you want because they can't stop you.
No,
Because like you get to literally say
not,
whatever you think.
yeah, I know that'd be more. You'd have to be Omar, and you have to be a witness. You have to. Do you have a job, Omar, on The Wire? And he's like, "Do you have a job?" Because their assassin dude is a witness and fucks everybody's shit up, kind of just like that.
Well,
but no,
I don't know about a witness. I'm just saying, like, literally, you're one of 12 people who get to decide what happens.
yeah, I guess. I mean, I feel like they're not going to be.
You don't feel you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't like some dude like just absurd ass like fucking law, dude. Like,
well,
like
something absurd.
If you were in Iran,
sure. No, for
you
sure.
wearing like the
something
hijab.
Something absurd like that, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's to compare that to that. And
why is 3 grow houses a bad thing?
It's not necessarily that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying
if
you assume that amount of risk, doing something like that, and you get popped doing it, you do something stupid enough to get caught. I don't necessarily.
But I don't agree with the law, so I'm just gonna say not guilty. And when she was like, "That's not how it works," I was like, I think it is. I think you could have. I was like, you let this guy go to fucking jail for 2 years, and like, and she got super upset and like, it was like, you don't like understand, and like, it was because she knew it was fucked up that they were sending him to jail, but she was like, she like went to UCLA, graduated in 3 years with a math degree, just like was valedictorian of her school, except for they didn't like give it to her. I don't even know. She was voted most likely to be first lady, not president. First lady. That's how stupid that shit is. But my point is, she's just like a straight down the line, like square, you know.
That's a wild award.
Most likely to be first lady. So some dude who's gonna be president is gonna marry you. Is what you're saying? Like,
some very successful man's gonna want to marry you.
That's fucking
wild. You'll get to do stuff. And then you'll get to just make
age, bro. This isn't like a boomer.
And you get to make decisions. You'll get to make decisions about like school lunch programs and like get out of here.
So like to her, it was like inconceivable that she could go like like outside of like the bounds of like what the law exactly says. And I was like, no, you actually can. Yeah. She's like, you never been on a jury. I'm like, I don't care. I know what a jury is. You know, it's like, I don't have to be on one to know what I would do.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up, though. See, that's different. Like, that's really dumb. Now, if he'd gone 300 feet, that's it. It's like, no, man, you're bolted.
But the fact that he stayed there, like, the only reason cops even know what happened is because he told them. But it's a hit and run. Like, that's like I can't. And it was his tire hit a parked car in a driveway.
That's pretty.
He might have had drugs on him, but they didn't charge him.
Did they know that? Maybe he was figuring out that his wheel fell off and wasn't like. I mean, I feel like you noticed.
Exactly. It's just yo, it can't be a hit and run if he's the one who was there telling the cops. He didn't run. Like, that's what I like. Come on, let's like use common sense.
Yeah.
There was no run.
True. Therapy question number 2. Should we have government subsidies for EV cars? Trump and Elon Musk. I mean, Trump said some crazy shit the other day where he's talking about how he wants to do that. Basically, Elon Musk would be broke and would have to go pack up and go back to South Africa, which is insane, if he wasn't getting government subsidies for EV cars. And he knows.
Okay, true, but I feel like it's not like he's like, it's not like now. It's like he's got money because like Tesla's like worth like 2 trillion in the stock market. It's
Yeah.
not like, but Tesla wouldn't exist unless he was getting like the $14 million subsidies when it first started, like from the government. So like the reason why he's like this rich is because he got the subsidies, but I don't think he's still. I mean, he might be like that. Also, Tesla gets like credits paid by like the gasoline cars, so like they want to like they get like Toyota or whatever like has to like pay like some sort of like money for polluting the earth, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, but like Tesla, because it's like no emissions, like has these credits, so they'll like sell them to Toyota, so then Toyota, it's like
Can use them to pay off their shit. Yeah.
yeah,
No. No.
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, but it's
Yeah.
something like so like that's not government subsidies. That's just like from other companies like paying them. But dude, I don't know, dude. Tesla's just like fucking stupid. Like how much it's worth.
That's so crazy. Go, pack up and go back to South Africa.
I mean, is he wrong? Like, I kind of like recently have liked some of Trump's like shit. Like, like he's like Iran and Israel, like, they've been like at war for so long, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah,
It's
that was
like,
a good statement.
I was like, dude.
Yeah, but it was they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand? He
You
was like,
understand? Yeah.
like
You
follow
understand
that? Do you
Yeah.
understand
And
that?
it's like, yeah, dude. Sometimes you're not wrong. It's just like, it's gonna suck when you don't leave office in 4 years and the Civil War breaks out, bro.
And then he said maybe we should
And you're
have
also grifting.
in the
You
same
also
in the same breath. Then he also says that Doge should look in. We should have Doge look into that and your EV subsidies and the shit that we pay you.
Well, that you see that
There might be
that
big money to save.
that's only putting him in check because he knows he has his balls. Because like yeah, because the EV there was like an EV mandate, which would have just like gave Tesla, it's like the green light, or just like they would sell way more cars because like it's been mandated and they're like ahead of the game. And he, so like him getting rid of that would fuck Tesla for sure. And so that's just like Trump just like knowing that one fact and just like flexing on Elon because he's scared because Elon's the richest man in the world and he could fuck Trump. Or Trump's worried that he could.
Think?
Yeah. Somebody's got to fuck somebody. Like it's like
It's like
they broke up.
the richest man in the world versus like one of the
Yeah,
like the most
like, wasn't it
most
like
powerful dude in the world. Because like it or
the
not,
thing that happened was that he's like, oh, the reason why like the Epstein files haven't been released because Trump's in them.
yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that's Elon. It's like trying to use like leverage on what he knows. And then Trump's now, he's like, yeah, dude, I'm the president. I gotta go fuck your EV mandate up.
Yeah.
But it's just because somebody told me that that was the thing.
Stephen Miller is like, Master, listen.
Yeah, exactly.
You can mess with the EV mandate.
But more than that, it's the SpaceX shit.
Great idea, Stephen. Perfect. We'll go for the mandate.
Except for it's not really the SpaceX shit because I think like NASA and the United States government is more reliant on SpaceX, so they don't even have like another option.
Yeah.
Because fucking Bezos can't get his shit together.
Yeah,
or
his little dick rockets.
Or fucking Richard Branson over at Virgin Galactic. That was a fucking scam.
Dude, Richard Branson's still alive. He's just like crazy.
Yeah. And they scammed everybody on the fucking rocket.
Yeah.
It was a SPAC that went to zero and got like billions of dollars invested into it.
If you were any of these crazy billionaires, which crazy billionaire would you be?
I don't know, like fucking Melinda Gates or like Bezos's ex-wife, who just gives away like billions of dollars, or Steve Jobs' wife, who owns the Atlantic. Like all the women. That's it. Like it's like every billionaire is a shitty person except for the women.
Yeah, yeah. When you think about
And
it,
there's even shitty women because fucking the head of Paramount just paid 16. I just got this on the feed while we were talking that Paramount paid $16 million to Trump with a lawsuit about like 60 minutes to go away so that she won't get her merger blocked with Sky, which is like fucking Rupert Murdoch. So fuck that chick. But she, yeah, whatever. The wives of billionaires who became billionaires, as far as I know, are cool. She was a daughter, and she's a nepo baby.
okay.
Like Sherry Redstone, I think is her name. She's just trying to sell Paramount and get billions. So she's like fucking up like free speech in America.
Yeah. Therapy question number 3: should we have AI regulations? Because a part of this bill, there's like AI regulations that were rejected from a bill that just recently passed, taken out to make it pass. What do you think about AI regulations in the first place?
No fucking shit, dude. Like, okay, can I ask you this? Do you know how many laws or regulations, use your word, are yeah, how many laws exist regulating social media in the United States?
Do I know how many?
Yeah,
No.
zero, none. And look at where we're at, bro. Fucking like 14-year-old girls like killing themselves. Fucking it's the loneliness epidemic, like just horrific shit that social media gets to do.
Yeah.
And we've passed zero laws to regulate it. So AI is way worse, or like could be what used with Biden did the executive order, which regulated the shit, but then not even really. It was just like, yo, if your AI gets like this good, you just have to tell us about it, and then Trump rescinded it, of course. But it was stupid that Congress hadn't passed it, and it was an executive order so that it could just get thrown the fuck out by the next president. Obviously, what do you mean? Do we need to regulate AI? Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's insane. The argument, okay, the argument would be
I knew
that
this would trigger you so
I mean,
hardcore.
it's just like it's obvious that we need to put some fucking guardrails on
Yeah.
the robots, but
Like Skynet shit.
yeah, like obviously, but the argument against it that like only sounds legit, but I don't think it is in real life is like if we regulate it, it will slow down the growth of AI in the United States, and China won't regulate it, and then beat us, and then if China's AI beats the United States, that's when we're fucked, according to the argument. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I
we're
love.
gonna hinder the innovation of AI in the United States if we regulate it. But that's just what rich people say, dude, so that they don't have to fucking deal with the government.
Hmm. That's that's the type of goofy shit that we're on though, and like the evolution of the human race, where it's like somebody comes up with something cool and it's a race to see who gets the cool shit first.
But this is different. I think AI is different, dude. This is like we're talking about like who the fuck is gonna figure out how to use fire for the first time, and that fire could also just kill everybody in the meantime. Well, I guess fire could just do that in general, right? Like, I mean, that's what it is. Like AI is like different. It's like I think it's like crazier than the internet.
Think
But
so?
yeah, but I also sold three dudes at the bungalow in Santa Monica on getting Ethereum, and I told them to
Your
take it.
mic's a little low. Sorry.
Yeah.
Still a little bit.
Mm, it was so good. And
I know it's cutting out.
yeah,
That's better.
good.
Yeah, much better.
Okay, I sold three dudes at the bungalow in Santa Monica, and which is like a bougie ass club. on Ethereum, and I told them it could be like the second internet. I was like, think about what that means, dude. And they all bought what was it, $50,000 of Ethereum right in front of me each. I didn't even tell like I wasn't even trying to tell them. I was just like selling them the dream. That was bullshit. Like Ethereum's definitely not going to be the second internet. AI is definitely going to be fucking crazy in the internet. I
What?
think.
What's
I think.
have they made money or lost money on that Ethereum?
Uh, it was like 2,000 at the time. I haven't I don't keep up with Ethereum anymore because it's just like just let me down. It's like I thought it was gonna, it's like Bitcoin. Like I mean I know what's going on there. It's, it's like 107 or some shit, 106. But I thought like Ethereum was like on the same level as Bitcoin. And it's just really it's like dude, fucking NFT bullshit. Fucking Bored Ape or whatever. Remember that?
Yeah, I know. And they were all just like racist depictions of people. There was all this like those still exist. They have like clubs and stuff like that.
Dude, like Bieber's like dropping 10 mil on a fucking
NFT.
a picture on your computer. Tight.
I could print this and just like, put it the fuck up.
Literally, I'll get AI to fucking make it. I mean, kind of like that's what I do for all the cover art.
Yeah, we definitely need AI
It's
regulations.
exactly the same.
Okay.
It's like 2,500 right now.
Like we definitely need AI regulations.
The price of Ethereum.
AI regulations because it's some Skynet take over the universe, the entity in Mission Impossible. Like it's like
and like I don't like begrudge people for being like, well, like being cautious like about it. It's just like when you listen to like the fucking like Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, like tell you that it's a bad idea. It's like, dude, fuck you. You have like, there's a reason why you're saying that. It's because you want to make money, and you think that this is gonna hinder it. But it's like, but there are legit arguments about like, I mean, it's kind of legit like to not let China win. But I don't think regulating AI in the United States is gonna let China win. I think it's just responsible. And then like the other thing would be like, who the fuck's in charge of, you want Trump regulating your AI? So that's it. That would be like the arguments against, or just being like, okay, well, if we are going to do it, like let's figure out how we're.
Shouldn't it be sooner than later? Because at some point you could reach a point of no return.
100%. And it's AI. It like you mean like the fucking like shit that like ChatGPT that changed the world that like put out like 4 years ago, or not even 4 years ago. What was it? Yeah, maybe 3 years ago. I think it was like November 22. When they first did it, and everyone was like, "What the fuck is this?" What ChatGPT is now is like night and day better, and it's like 3.5 years or almost 4 years. So it's just gonna keep. But I did have. Remember, I had a theory that that AI would eat itself because like it went like I think literally right now 40% of the shit on the internet was created by AI, so, and what AI uses to like feed itself is the internet. So you're just feeding yourself like AI shit, and then it's just gonna like no longer make any fucking sense because it's just like you're training the models on shit that your older models made, and then it's just like a feed loop. It was like whenever I would try to get like therapy questions or jokes or something, like because that was like one of the first things like I tried to do like when it first came out. I was like, oh, let's get a joke or like or whatever the fuck for the podcast or something, and it was just like all of a sudden every time it was the exact same jokes, and it was because everybody who was doing that was then putting it out, and then the AI would learn on the jokes that they put out, so then it just became the same joke, and it was bad jokes, so it was just like became useless.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I remember you going through that and telling me you're like it's
Yeah,
it's like regurgitating this
yeah,
shit.
it's like, dude, like, you think this is like the best joke because you said this was the best joke a month
Before,
ago.
yeah, before
Yeah,
you're just giving me your
and then yeah,
it's
it's
like
just like a
it's your
feedback loop.
it's like your opinion.
Yeah,
No,
but yeah, so I thought that might actually happen, where it's just like it just like self like destructed, but no, that was wishful thinking.
that would be tight. Therapy question number 4: Have you ever seen a ghost?
No, dude.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
I know you believe in ghosts. I drink Ghost energy drinks now instead of Monster.
Yeah,
I think
ghosts
I've
are
like
way
lost
better.
like already like 15 pounds. I haven't actually checked, but I look good. I mean,
No,
it's good.
ghost energies are that's pretty much all I
I know.
will drink. They're great.
It's just stupid that you would drink anything like a Monster when Ghost exists, because it's like 200 milligrams of caffeine versus 150 and then no sugar. Tight.
Yeah, it's like
And some Sour Patch Kids.
it's
Cool.
like vegan friendly and all sorts of shit. It's like
Yeah,
good.
but it feels unhealthy for you. And I actually was telling
Yeah, you get lit.
I was telling that Iron Ape, I was like, the fact that it like feels like I shouldn't be drinking a lot of these makes me like it made me like feel better about switching from Monster to Ghost. I was like, this feels like I'm doing like a vice, you know?
Yeah,
But it's not.
I have 2 cotton candy bubblicious ghosts.
Oh.
Those are it's a hard one to find. There's like peaches. Yeah, obviously the
You like the peach one. You know what was like
peach one's great.
surprisingly good,
It's
but
like
I thought it was gonna suck, was the sour black cherry
yeah,
one.
no, those are awesome. Those are really
I was
good.
like, I was like, I was
And
like,
grapes actually good.
shut the well, of course you'd say that.
No, I mean I don't like grape sodas, but that one's actually really good. No,
Okay.
because it's meant to
I
taste
bet
like
you don't like Sprite or Hennessy.
no, because it's supposed to taste like Welch's grape juice, not like
know,
grape
it says
soda.
it on there.
So it tastes like grape juice, and I like grape juice. I don't
have
like
no
grape
idea
soda.
what fucking Welch's grape soda or juice tastes like, because
You ever had Welch's
I have
grape
the
juice?
capacity.
They used to have a little white girl selling Welch's, and she would
White girl.
yeah, and she would smack her lips and be like, "Oh, this." It's like it was some
That's
weird.
because black dudes are into white girls who smack
Get
their
out of
lips.
here, dude! You can't. That's
I mean,
terrible.
come on. Are you telling me
That's
that,
terrible.
that you and the brothers don't appreciate
That's terrible.
flavored drinks more than your average white dude?
I mean, I don't.
Well,
If
but
I
would
was
you
gonna
say
drink a
that- would you
Welch's, I'd
say
drink
that
a
you-
strawberry.
The
Strawberry all
culture
day.
does? Would you say the culture does?
I mean, stereotypically, if you were making a racial stereotype, yeah, you would say black people drink grape soda.
More than white people. I'm not making.
Yeah,
it
well, obviously.
To me, it's just a fact.
But that's what it. That
Like,
that is a stereotype, though.
You're trying to tell me that black people don't exclusive or that people who drink Sprite
Is saying
black?
hold on, is saying black people like fried chicken racist?
Yes.
Because that would be the other part. So a racist would say something like they're probably eating
no.
fried chicken and grape soda.
No, I guarantee you just as many white
Yes.
dudes.
I've heard white people say
This
that.
is the difference. This is the difference. I guarantee you just as many white dudes like fried chicken as black dudes.
Yeah, but you can find some white
I
guys
don't know
that love
any
grape
white guy who
soda.
likes grape soda, dude.
Have you tried the grape ghost?
No, why would I?
Because it doesn't taste like grape soda. And
No,
it's
I look
delicious.
at that one and the orange creamsicle one.
Creamsicle one's lit, dude. That one's good.
I'm like, who's this even made for, dude? Every time I look at the orange creamsicle, I'm like, why aren't you a peach? Because it's hard to find the peach out here. You have to like know the spot.
Yeah, peach is hard to find. Oh, there's a
It's weird.
red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue bomb pop's also pretty good.
Right. Yeah.
That one's good.
Like
Pink,
the Lay's Pop?
pink lemonade.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that one.
And then
I'll
there's
fuck with that one on
there's
the
a-
THC.
There's a limeade, an EDC. That one's good. Yeah, no, I drink them all. Yeah, either that or
Drink 'em all.
that or a yerba mate. I like yerba mates too. Those are good.
Nah, it's just like, yeah, dude, I just want caffeine and like.
Yeah, they're strong as shit.
Not a beer belly from energy drinks.
All right, you ready to get into articles, or do you need a breaky poo?
Yeah, give me a sec.
All right, we will be back in a couple minutes, y'all. Because
Recording stopped.
he's got a poo.
I just need to get water. And we're back.
Recording in progress.
And we're back with the article.
This first article is from the BBC, done by Brandon Drinon. Let's see here. Pull it up. U.S. Senate Republicans narrowly passed Trump's big, beautiful bill. It's 50-50. J.D. Vance did the tying vote. Man, I'm tired of this. Whether it's Democrats, Republicans, it's always 50-50, and then the vice president just is picking. It's like it's getting old, man.
I mean, that's just like how polarized our country is. Like,
it's crazy.
I mean, I don't know. I like it when it is a Democrat.
That's basically all. That's what Biden had to do the whole entire time. It was come down to Kamala Harris. I remember. I mean,
Okay,
we're old enough to remember when it wasn't like this all the time.
I mean, okay, but like,
And I get it, but I'm just saying that aspect of the scenario is disheartening.
The bill passed the Senate, but not the House yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This bill's fucked up. Like, there's shit in it that has nothing to do with like giving billionaires tax breaks, like that are fucked up.
This is where they took out the laws on AI regulation. So that was a part of this. After hours of stalemate, Republicans in the U.S. Senate have narrowly passed Donald Trump's mega bill on tax and spending, meaning the proposed legislation has cleared one of its key hurdles. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act passed with J.D. Vance casting the tie-breaking vote after more than 24 hours of debate, and now heads back to the House or lower chamber where it still faces opposition. An earlier version was cleared by House Republicans by a single vote margin. Trump has given the Republican-controlled Congress a deadline of July 4th because he wants to make it about him. Well, and like on July 4th and himself. Anything, dude. Like, he'll do Christmas. He'll be like, I have to know by Christmas. So they'll talk about Jesus, and then they'll talk about my slashing of regulations on the murder of SEALs. You'd be like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah, and we're recording this on July 1st, so it's just in a few days.
Yeah. To send him a final version of the bill to be signed into law. The bill is amended and passed, said Vance on Tuesday afternoon, a moment that was met by applause by some Republicans, while Democrats sank into their seats and shook their heads in disapproval. They're saying that there's big slashes of cuts to Medicaid. It's kicking, I believe, illegal immigrants off of Medicaid, Medicare, stuff like that. I mean, there's like, quite a few.
They're trying to take $1 trillion out of Medicaid. They're trying to take money from poor people's health care to pay for billionaire tax cuts.
Yeah. And they're saying that they could add $650 billion to the deficit each year. This is not fiscally responsible, said caucus members. It's not what we agreed to. So it still might not pass the next stage, but it's rough. I mean, they couldn't afford to lose any votes, and it's, like I said, this is something that's not necessarily good. A big slash to SNAP benefits, and they propose it as something that's good, but across the board, not all of the decisions and all the things that are in that. They've lumped a lot of shit into this, and they had other stuff lumped into it that people didn't agree with, so they took that stuff out so that it could clear. They're like, well, I don't want AI regulation. All right, we'll take that out, and then maybe we'll pass it, because they didn't pass yesterday. They've been going at it for 24 hours.
I think like two Republican senators have said that they're not running for re-election because of this. And I don't know if that's like helpful or not.
Yeah, how does that help if you voted for it?
Well, that's the thing. It's like I didn't know if they did or not. No, I don't think they did, because I think if it was 51-50, like, which means crazy. No, but
and there's some Republicans that voted against it. Yeah,
like two, I think, like Tom Tillis and I forget who the other guy was.
I think they needed 3. See, and that's where this politics shit's so annoying too, because whenever they need 3 people to disagree with this, and then it won't happen, and they'll get to 2, and then somebody's like too much of like a pussy to be that third person.
No, it's actually probably more on purpose. It's like, yo, like, we get it. Like, you two, like, might be in like a contentious like election coming up, and so we'll we'll give you to the pass, but like we, but because we only need a certain amount of people, so it's kind of like strategic to like help some of their like members out.
To be
So
like,
it's
yeah,
like,
you vote with them.
yeah, it's like we get it, like we get why like you can't do this, and we actually can afford losing you, like or like losing your vote on this because it like serves a different purpose, like
Because we
later
got
down.
JD, we got JD.
Right.
I'd love to do 4th of July, but I think it's very hard to do do July 4th. I would say maybe July 4th or somewhere around there. Trump told reporters when deporting the White House for Florida. Among critics of the plans are tech billionaire Elon Musk, who helped him win the White House last year. He did tweet out that he was going to start an America Party if this bill passes and gets signed into law. Then he's going to start a new political party. Yeah, I know.
Bro, you're South African.
He threatened to back challengers to Republicans who vote for it. Every member of Congress who campaigned on reducing government spending and then immediately voted for the biggest debt increase in history should hang their head in shame, he wrote on X. That's pretty,
I mean, Republicans have always been full of shit. Like when they say they're fiscally conservative, it's like
Well, shout out Elon.
Bill Clinton is the one who like balanced the fucking budget, nobody else.
This next article is from the AP. It is written by Cora Lewis. Buy now, pay later loans will soon affect some credit scores. I've seen this going around, which is the wildest shit to me. But so this is by the AP. Hundreds of millions of buy now, pay later loans will soon affect credit scores for millions of Americans who use the loans to buy clothing, furniture, concert tickets, and takeout. Scoring company FICO said Monday it's rolling out a new model that factors the short-term loans into their customer scores. A majority of lenders use FICO scores to determine a borrower's creditworthiness. Previously, loans had been excluded through buy now, pay later. Company Affirm began voluntarily reporting pay in for loans to Experian, a separate credit bureau. So I mean, there's people that are buying like all like buying jackets and getting like buy now, pay later shit. So like,
No, I know. I actually bought a firm stock when it went public and cashed a lot of money, and then and I got out, and then it like tanked. Not tanked. I mean, it's like still like a viable company, I guess. But like it was like I came up hard. Uh, so I know what a firm is. I've never used a buy now, pay later. And is it saying like it'll affect it good or bad? So
yeah, well, like negatively, I guess. It sounds like people who aren't paying it.
Only?
I mean, if you're,
It's like a credit score. Like,
yeah, I guess it could be.
if you're up to date on it, like then it boosts your.
Yeah, but I guess it depends on how long that line of credit is through them. Because if it's a short-term loan, you pay it off in 6 months, then you're losing that line of credit anyways. So it's not necessarily helping you that much. It could only really negatively affect you.
No, I think you're reading that wrong. I think it's like that this will count on like towards your score one way or the other. Like if you're bad at it, then obviously negatively.
The new FICO scores. Yeah, the new FICO scores.
Okay, but nobody's good at it because nobody's using buy now pay later who's like has money.
And people have like walked away from shit. Like there's all this stuff that's like they're in debt like crazy. The new FICO scores will be available beginning in the fall as an option for lenders to increase visibility into customers' repayment behaviors. The bill said, still, not all buy now pay later companies share their data with credit bureaus, and not all lenders will opt into using the new models. So widespread adoption could take time, according to Adam Rush, director of financial services at the nonprofit Customer Federation of America. I mean, that's so yeah. Why
you're right about the concert tickets? I think it was like some crazy percentage of people bought like Coachella tickets.
Yeah, and then just
buy now pay later.
Typically, when using buy now pay later loans, customers pay a given purchase in 4 installments over 6 weeks. In a model more similar to layaway than a traditional credit score, the loans are marketed as zero interest, and most require no credit check, only a soft credit check. The 3 main credit reporting bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, haven't yet incorporated a standard way of including these new financial products into their reports.
I think it's so fucking crazy that we just like let 3 companies
Decide.
what your credit score is, and that could like just like affect whether you get a fucking house or not. Like it's like we don't know anything about them. Like nobody knows who the fucking CEO of FICO is or whatever.
And then
or
you get
Experian.
and then you get a house and it fucks your credit score up. So there you go.
Does it?
I mean, not in the long run, but initially, I mean, yeah, it's a big ass loan. So
I see
you
what you're saying.
like it takes like
because you're leveraged.
Yeah, you'll have to run your credit first of all, and then you'll be like, ooh, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, isn't that the stupid? Like, it like used to be. I don't even, like it probably still is, but like I thought maybe they like changed it, but it's like just somebody running your credit report would fuck up your credit score. It's like, what the fuck? And then SoFi came around and was like, nah, fuck that. You have a job? Are you responsible? Cool, we'll lend you money.
Yeah, it's goofy as shit. Like, I'm looking at some of my shit now, and it's just like, I'm like, what? How is that even possible? How did that? But it's because I got the house, and it's like, Google. And it's like, all right, and I'll get that back. I'll get more out of it. But on the front end, if you open up like a new credit card or anything, your credit takes a hit, like because it's extending another. So it's like by using the credit that you have to gain more, I'm taking a hit. It's like it's the goofiest system ever.
But then you're right though. Like it's like if you stay current on the payments, then it'll just go back up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because like my car is probably my longest line of credit right now. Out of all of them, or like my biggest, longest, and then it's like, dang. So that's why I would just trade in my car and get another one because that's my law. I'd be extending my credit on a new car through the same dealership, so I could keep my credit going. Right? I was like, damn, that sucks. I was like, oh,
but it's like, why do
that's
we have
where
to
they
play these
that's
fucking
where they
games,
get
dude?
you.
Like,
That's where they get you on the back end. I was like, oh, you motherfuckers.
That's boomer shit, dude. That like I in 30 years from now, like FICO scores won't even exist.
Yeah, I mean, you better hope if you're using buy now, pay later. What does it hope to do? We hope FICO said the new model will responsibly expand access to credit. Many users of these loans are young customers and customers who may not have good or lengthy credit histories. Yeah, but I don't see this like working out well for them. There's not going to be that many who like utilize it to be like, my credit score's 758 and I'm doing pretty good. Like, I don't think that that's going to be the outcome. They're going to be like, oh, my credit's shot to shit because I bought a bunch of T-Pain tickets on buy now, pay later, and I toured with them around the country.
Why else are you doing buy now, pay later?
Yeah.
You ain't got the money.
I didn't have the Christ coin to pay for it, so I had to. So I went to.
Nice plug.
I went to pray now, pay later loans. There you go. Praying. Yeah.
Off the dome, right?
Yeah, right there. And they set me up. They set me up with some Christ coin on God, and then on Hebrews, on Psalms, dog, on Ezekiel. Oh, I'm gonna say that tomorrow. Risk and concern. There isn't a lot of information out there about integrating this into the credit scoring will work out. They saw some user scores increase, but if you factor in something that last week didn't affect your credit and this week it does, without having very much information about the modeling, it's a little hard to tell what the consequences will be. Don't disagree.
Not well, bitch. That's what they're gonna be.
This addresses the problem of phantom credit, and that's a good thing, because it's something that keeps people from getting too deeply into debt they can't afford. I mean, I guess it's not about.
Hold on, run that back. They're saying if we fuck up these people's credit score, they won't be able to get loans, and that will save them from getting into more debt. Like what?
Hold on. Like, are we at the point where using these loans will dramatically alter your credit profile? Probably not. I think it's important that people have reasonable expectations. Russ said the average BNPL loan is for $135, and repaying such small loans even consistently might not result in changes to a credit score that would significantly move the needle. It's not about going from 620 to 624. It's about going from 620 to 780. He said, referring to the crowd of credit score jumps that could affect one's credit card offers, interest rates, and loans. So they're worried about it rocketing people's credit scores too high and them having to like shell out people more credit. That's what it sounds like.
That's not gonna happen. Nobody, you know, I don't say nobody. Like, I mean, I don't know. It feels unlike. Like, I actually have like heard that like it's like actually becoming a problem. That,
Like people aren't paying later. They're not.
Right.
They're not paying
Exactly.
later. So
They're
like,
buying now.
yeah, I'll buy now, but I ain't paying you later. Fuck,
No, I know,
fuck
but
that.
it's young people get fucked. Like, or like not fucked. They just think like, oh, like this is like free money, and it's like, no.
Well, it doesn't really affect their credit score right now.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, but it does affect their bank account. Like when you have to fucking still pay it back.
Yeah, that's true. So what are your thoughts on this? Think it's dumb? Sounds pretty dumb.
Nah, I mean, like I could see.
Well,
I could see the argument. It's like you're borrowing money.
it should be just like a separate category, and you should honestly get credit for not using it. So it should be like another bracket, and then in that bracket, if you have nothing in that and you're not doing buy now pay later loans, you actually get like a boost. And
Trust you more.
and by using that, you can own that buy now pay later only affects your credit score to a certain extent. So like if you get to like 650, anything after 650, buy now pay later isn't factored into your score. But if you don't use it at all, it adds like 80 points, some shit like that.
50.
Well, I'm just saying, like, so if you have some small stuff but you're using it, like, it can only benefit you to that point. So if you were doing that for 10 years, that's all you do. You never ever that's the only way you're building credit.
You can just like max out on how positive it could be.
Yeah, how positive it could be, and then but the maximum that it does, it should there should be another qualification where it adds something to your score if you don't use it and you meet a certain mark. So if you're at like a 720 and you don't ever use buy now pay later loans, you should get like a bump. You should get a bump that's more than the bump would be if you like 50 points or some shit.
I was talking about SoFi, but like I bet you like SoFi does fuck around like that. Like they don't use they're not like what's your credit score? They're like look at like real life shit. They're like, oh, this guy doesn't use buy now pay later. He's had the same job for 5 years. He makes money. Like he's responsible. We trust him. We'll give him money. Like that's how they decide shit. It's not like, yo, are you at like a 640 or 750? Like.
Well, no, I know, but I mean, but for some stuff.
But I'm just saying. So like, I could see them also being like, this guy doesn't like do like buy now pay later. Like, let's give him like money.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, I think that should be your credit scores can affect what you do qualify for.
Totally.
So like that, like 50 points.
Finance. Like,
so if you're 720 is really like a 770, because the difference between the two isn't that crazy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, well,
not really. It's really not like what you would qualify for, sure, but like in like how much.
So that's all I meant.
But like you could use, because like I said, I mean, mine was extremely good, and that buying a house like made it to where it's still good. Like I have a great credit score, but it's not what it was before. To where it's like, so if you're at a 770 and you go purchase a house, or you purchase a house, buy a new car, something like that, you're going to lose like 25, 30 points because you're using the credit that's available to you, and then you're going to earn it back, and it'll maybe end up being like 50 or 60 points more. Who fucking knows? But you got to wait it out. I think that like you should just get that. You should get a buffer. Or if you're past a certain point and you don't use those, the credit hit you take by opening up new lines of credit is smaller. Like the more credit, the more like leeway you have with them, the penalty you should get should be less, right? So if you have 800 if you have an 800 credit score and you open up your first American Express account, like, and you get a black card, you shouldn't lose any points. Like that should be like they should be.
Yeah, I agree. Like everything about the credit score system is fucking stupid.
So maybe this is an opportunity to mix it up, man. Pipe dream. Obama 2028.
My shit's fired though.
I just say that to people all the time. I'll be like, Obama 2028. I'm like, we coming for you. We're coming. We know we coming for you, dog. Obama 2028. They're like, what?
You talking about Melania? Or...
Just in general, you just say it to anybody. We're
I
coming.
guess Melania is a Trump. Malia. Fuck.
Next article from The Mirror. This is interesting because it's been going on for a while. This article is by Alex West. It's actually a really big fucking lawsuit, but it's Drake's lawsuit against Universal Music Group for this song, Not Like Us, where he gets called, like they make the innuendos about him, you know, certified lover boy, certified pedophile, all that stuff. And that song, Drake is suing Universal Music Group for promoting that song and slandering his name. So basically suing for a diss track. Have you heard about this?
No, but like
It's crazy. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. Like, did he type that in A minor?
Monday's hearing regarding the defamation lawsuit was filed by Drake against United Music Group over lyrics in Kendrick Lamar's song Not Like Us. Drake's team issued a scathing statement. In the song, Kendrick seems to imply that Drake is a pedophile with lyrics like, "Hey Drake, I hear you like him young." Another suggests certified lover boy, certified pedophile. As a result, he sued UMG for defamation. However, UMG is now pushing to dismiss the amended lawsuit, which was updated to include Kendrick's Super Bowl performance.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! This seems like publicity to me.
No, this is like real shit. Drake,
No, you think Drake is doing this because he thinks he was actually slandered, or this is like part of like the whole beat?
No, I think he's suing Universal because they United, because they helped promote this song and like pushed it to have it in the forefront.
That's like a fucking Trump lawsuit.
Which is like, but they do that with all music, so it's like, shut the fuck up, dude. I'm sure if there's a system to do
that's
that.
what I'm saying. Like that's why it's like, what do you?
If there's a system to do that,
than trying to get back into like the headline.
If there's a system to do that, you definitely have benefited from it at some point in your career. Drake's lawsuit claimed that since it promoted the music, the record label is liable for defamation spurred by Kendrick. However, UMG hit back against this claim, asking the judge to dismiss the lawsuit. They cited the Kendrick's choice to avoid using the phrase during the Super Bowl performance, opted instead for the crowd to fill in the blanks. In a filed motion, UMG wrote, "As Drake concedes, Lamar's Super Bowl performance did not include the lyric that Drake or his associates are certified pedophiles, i.e. the alleged defamatory material that is the heart of this case. The focus of Drake's new claims that the largest audience for the Super Bowl halftime show ever did not hear Lamar call Drake or his crew pedophiles.
Matt Gates
Betrays this case for what it is: Drake's attack on commercial and creative success of the rap artist who defeated him, rather than content of Lamar's lyrics." Dude, that's hardcore. I love that. Did not, in front of the largest Super Bowl halftime show ever, did not hear Lamar call Drake or his crew pedophiles. That's epic. I love that they had to include like the biggest audience ever.
Did Drake not hear because he's Canadian and he wasn't around? He doesn't know what football is. Oh, got him.
In response, Drake's team told the Mirror US in a statement, "UMG is desperate to see this case not move forward because the company can't hide its conduct in a courtroom the way it does in a boardroom. Soon, in addition to facing concerns, regulations, and investors, the leadership of music's most powerful label will have to answer for the damage they cause to every artist that has been silenced, exploited, endangered, or discarded."
No.
This is so corny, bro. It's like beef rap battle, and we're litigating it in court because he's burned you, dude. Because he burned you good.
That like, it's like if you didn't already think Drake was soft, this is the softest shit.
That's like you and somebody get into it at school and they punk your ass, and then like 2 months later you get in trouble, so then you try to rat somebody out on some scammy shit to try to get somebody else in trouble. Like, this is like dumb. Like, this is dumb. So then you're telling your parents, their parents call your parents, and all of a sudden you're getting yelled at for some shit that happened 4 months ago. You're like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? And you're like, what is up with this fucking kid? Are you serious?
And it's only because he got embarrassed.
And yeah, it's only because you got embarrassed on some other shit. Like, that ain't my fault, dude. It ain't my fault. Nor did they mention that Drake was who started this particular exchange. I mean, what was it? Nowhere in, this is UMG's legal statement, nowhere in the 100+ page legal blather written by Drake's lawyers do they bother to acknowledge that Drake himself has written and performed massively successful songs with equally provocative taunts against other artists. Nor do they mention that it was Drake who started this particular exchange. He started it, dog.
I mean, what does that even matter? But like, I mean, it's like if you're slandering somebody, you're slandering somebody. But also, you're allowed to do that in hip hop.
These lawyers are fantastic. Apparently, Drake's lawyers believe that when Drake willingly participates in a performative rap battle of music and poetry, he can be defamed, even though he engages in the exact same form of creative expression. That is fantastic. That is good lawyering. That is so well structured. UMG's got some good fucking lawyers, man. Drake's lawyer, I mean, I mean,
no shit. Like I think like they're almost monopolistic.
Like that's wild. While Drake claimed the lyrics took a serious hit to his reputation, the judge raised a question about if the average person would be able to make the connection regarding the certified lover boy lyric. I mean,
whatever, dude. It's like just take your like it's like could you imagine fucking Jay-Z like
dude, this is
Nas after like Ether? It's like no, dude. Like that's like would never even cross Jay-Z's mind to sue Nas after he murked him on Ether. Like it's kind of like how like we used to call people
Dame Diddy, Dame Daddy, a Dame Dummy. Oh, I get it. You Biggie and he's Puffy. Oh shit.
I wrote a diss track called Ethereum. Now that we're talking about it, somebody was talking shit about the audio quality of the podcast after we lost the super producer, and I fucking hit him with Ethereum to the beat of Ether.
Okay.
And it's dope.
But yeah, this is corny as shit, and I can't believe that we're actually to this point where a musical rap battle is turned into legal proceedings because you just got burned, dude. He burned you. He got you fucking good. He got punked. It's cool.
Yeah, it's like a corny ass boomer being like, "I'll sue you for punking me."
He got zinged, bro. Like, get over it. You got zinged.
Well, yeah, we all know.
Keep an eye out because they're trying to get it dismissed, and if it does, it's even more embarrassing.
There's no way.
And because he says that it's not just about this, it's about exposing them for who they are, and yada yada yada. Yeah, pretty dumb. Last article. I brought this up because this is just like crazy to me. I try to find weird articles. Tried to keep it light this week. This is from the BBC. Holla at your boy. Czech fake dentist gave root canals after reading online instructions. So this is something that's been going on for a while. There's a young like black guy. I want to say it was in Florida. He got caught running a fake like orthodontist, like giving people veneers. That is a whole thing right now. That is a scam. People giving people fake veneers, like that aren't dentists.
That is wild. That you would even get yourself in a situation like that. But your boy, a long time ago, had a $1 trillion idea, or at least a multi-billion, a industry where it's like they like check your teeth and tell you what's wrong, but there's no dentists that work there, and then you just go to a dentist because I don't trust dentists. They'd be like, "Oh, bro, you have like 5 cavities," and you're just like, "Oh, I guess I believe." So
you create like a regulatory teeth body.
No, it's just like an independent, like, like industry where it's like we'll tell you what's up with your teeth, but we can't do anything about it, so we have no incentive to lie to you.
Yeah, like a tooth council.
Right. It's like but it's like
Yeah, so that would be like the middleman. You'd be creating
like the diagnosis, but
a regulatory extra step.
Right, but they don't like have anybody to fix it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
So they would never tell you it was like fucked up if it wasn't.
Yeah, it's like the surgeon that does your operation isn't the guy who told you what was wrong with you, and that's not the guy who looked at your, or like the guy who told you what was wrong.
In fact, he can't do anything about it.
Yeah, like no, like that's like he's just there, and he performs surgery at a different hospital.
No, he doesn't perform surgery at all.
Well, no, I mean, come on.
On purpose. That's what I'm saying.
So he'd just be a chart reader,
Like a diagnoses, like whatever.
diagnostician.
Yeah.
Boom.
And
Did I make that up? Maybe, I don't know. It sounds actually.
Sounded right.
That sounds right. Actually,
Yeah.
that sounds really real. That sounds like
But no, I'm saying like that they purposely don't have dentists because they don't want the conflict.
Well, these are motherfuckers you don't want doing shit to your mouth because they don't know what they're doing.
This is
So-
the reason for this kind of shit.
So, a 22-year-old fake dentist and 2 assistants have been charged by Czech police after treating dozens of patients.
No, this is in the Czech Republic.
What is it?
Friends of the pod.
Yeah.
The Czech
Oh,
Republic.
yeah.
It's not even America, bro. You're talking about fake dentists and like.
Well, what I'm saying is because these guys just got caught. First of all, this is world news. But this is an epidemic that's been going on. There's been people in the U.S. who've been running fake dentistries, fake veneers, fake orthodontists, and they run like TikTok scams, and they have these people wild ass looking teeth, dude. Like,
are we sure that not every dentist is fake?
Go to school at least.
No, that's true. That is true.
But they were giving after treating dozens of patients using instructions found on the internet. Police said they had 3 family members opened a surgery without a license in their home 2 years ago and treated patients without any necessary professional knowledge. They added that
if you're going to get surgery at someone's house, like, what do you fucking expect?
The 22-year-old man extracted teeth, performed complex root canals, and applied anesthesia, drawing on information he obtained from online. All pled guilty to a number of charges and face up to 8 years in prison. Police did not say whether any of the patients complained about their treatment. I feel like that's how it starts, though.
Well, what if it was great? What if this guy was just like a sycophant, or not sycophant, like a savant?
A 50-year-old woman worked as a nurse, while a 44-year-old man produced prosthetic devices for patients.
He's just like Johnny V throwing out grills, like perfectly.
The illegal clinic treated dozens of patients and made 4 million Czech krona, which is about $185,500 US. The woman who worked in the health sector provided anesthetics, but also other dental material to which she had access, such as fillings, cleaning powder, glue, impression materials, and more. A 22-year-old man posed as a dentist, although he lacked the necessary professional knowledge, said Michaela Labrova. Declined to comment on whether the force was acting on complaints from patients. I bet you nobody fucking complained. I bet this dude like fucking Doogie Howsered this shit.
Yes, that's what I'm actually about to say. Like, it's like, dude, like he's putting in just as much work if you did go to dentistry school. Like, what do you mean? Like, this dude's probably like a fucking like Mozart of dentistry, and then he probably just wasn't like paying like the proper taxes, so they hit him.
All 3 were arrested earlier this month before being charged this week with operating an illegal business, money laundering, attempted assault, drug dealing, and theft. All have
5 stars on Yelp.
All have pled guilty. The president of the Czech Dental Chamber, Roman Smuklier, said that he had an average of 10 fake dentist cases reported a year in the country. I have 2 more submissions today. So today there are 3 cases in the Czech Republic.
Out here doing God's work, just like fucking up the pay now, or buy now, pay later dentist shit.
The Czech Parliament last year passed a bill facilitating the employment of dentists from countries outside the EU. So they're just so short for dentists that they're just now letting people from outside the country come in with dental license to be dentists.
Okay, well
that's the lick, dude. You go to dental school and you move to the Czech Republic and you work. You'd make bank over there, bro. They don't have enough dentists, and you can go.
You're gonna make bank.
Being a dentist in the Czech Republic, hell yeah.
Fucking 4 million. What did you call it? You going to the Eastern Bloc to go get the cash, bro?
Korunas, Kourna.
That's like a year's salary. This dude made in his like crimes.
Yeah, but I mean, if you were legit, you could actually, you wouldn't be charging like.
If you were legit, you would go to dentist school or just like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go to dentist school, get your license, then move to the Czech Republic. They just passed a bill saying they will allow dentists from outside the country to operate and own businesses there.
See, well, that's where they're fucking up, dude.
That's
like,
the lick.
It's like, who are our doctors in the United States? Like, they're immigrants, bro. I mean, I want to like stereotype like you in your grape Welch shit, but like, I mean, like the Indian population, like Indian Americans, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's all we do. Everybody comes to the United States and learns how to like do whatever they want, and we try to like keep them, or we used to at least.
Be like the Elon Musk of the Czech Republic, but with dentistry.
Fuck that. He didn't. What did he learn, dude? He went to like Delaware.
And start like controlling the local governments with your iron fist from your dentistry chair. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. This fucking ketamine belly.
Well, no, I mean, you don't want to look like him. You just want to be, you know, the tooth czar of the Czech Republic. That sounds tight. Yeah, why not? You could be so good, I'd be the best and be the best there.
I mean, that's not what
going up against. They'd create the position and put me in it.
Yeah, but the czar doesn't make the money, bro. That's like a.
No, they would just give me it'd be an honorary title. I'd make so much money it wouldn't matter. I'd be like, I'd doge it. I'd be like, hey, look, I'm taking a step back from my job to focus on controlling the teeth of this country.
And get paid nothing.
Yeah, because I've already made so much. I made tons of kronas, so I'm loaded, dude. I'm fucking loaded. And my competition was a 22-year-old with a retired nurse and some random dude who made prosthetics.
That dude sounds like
He's probably like incredible, and he's just gonna. He's probably gonna be like the jail dentist.
Like, who would even like be like, yo, dude? You know what's like easy to do? Teeth. I'm gonna get into it. Set up a whole fucking business. Get people over here. No complaints.
Yeah, that's what's wild.
He probably just was like, dude, I figured this shit out. Like, I don't even need to deal with like bullshit like fucking dentist school.
Imagine like him doing a great job, and you're a customer seeing this dude get arrested, and you realize he's not an actual dentist. You'd be pissed.
I'd be on the jury being like not guilty.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't care.
Look, my gap's gone. Not guilty. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, dude? Like that dude makes fire grills.
Yeah, you cheese them.
Fire. Tracks in New York ain't got shit on this guy, dude. Y'all just don't know about it.
There ain't nothing guilty about this.
That is pretty crazy, though. I bet you he was a tooth genius. But then it's like, how do you practice that? Because you don't start. You'd have to go like get teeth from like some dead person or some shit.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Or like cattle teeth.
We know he was.
Yeah, he was labbing.
Hard to do
he was
without going to the fucking school.
Yeah, he was labbing, dude. To not get a complaint, to not like hurt somebody, make someone bleed. No one's insurance claim. Nobody called.
And the article didn't say that he didn't get a complaint. We're just like, I'm just saying.
No, you would acknowledge it if he did.
Exactly, that's my point.
Yeah,
they would like if they had one. They would fucking tell us.
It's a direct question. Hey, did you guys get this raid because of a complaint? Like we can't say. That's a no.
Well, you would tell us if you.
Yeah, you would be like, absolutely. He'd hurt people. He's ruined their lives. Like they would say, they'd play it up if some little bitch got her nerve pinched or whatever.
Right. It's like. It'd be weird if they didn't. Like bring it up if there was a complaint.
It was probably somebody who's like, man, my tooth's hurting. He's like, you know what, man, you got to check out my guy, and that guy ended up.
This is a tax thing.
Well, that's the drug dealing attempted.
He just wasn't paying off the right dudes.
Yeah. Watch they just take it all, and then they let him walk.
Of course they will.
Yeah. All right, you got anything else?
No. Meditate, bitches.
Make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe, do whatever, share, comment. Like always, we appreciate y'all. Be good, be safe, and as always, go fuck yourselves.
Recording stopped.